like they'll do a one cross on the Today Show, but then they won't after he comes back and does. What's that bloke's name? I'm going to find out.
All right, anyway, I'm going to
continue with the bum sunning.
Experts have warned that Megan's claims are unfounded, funnily enough.
You reckon?
And could actually increase your risk of sun cancer. And Dr. Diana Gall has told news.co.uk there is no evidence that sunbathing in this way has any effect on physical well-being. So obviously, now another doctor has said while a healer is only promoting 30 seconds of sun on the perineum daily, a sustained period of doing so could lead to long-term sun damage. Now, we're Australians, so you've seen the older generation that, spent their days in the sun putting coconut oil on, right, back before sun cancer was a thing. And
I know someone who used to apply butter.
Exactly. So they end up looking like a tanned leather couch. They get
like a handbag that's been thrown down a drain after someone's just ripped it off a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Or drug money.
Or Donatella Versace, take your pick. But imagine, she's got, now, ladies, this is the delicate area. So, you've got the entrance and then, you've got the doors at the front that kind of protect the entrance. Now, if that's going to get long-term sun damage and end up looking like Donatella Versace, no amount of physical yoga will ever help those curtains.
Or those pig's ears that they sell at pet shops. His name is Spencer Tunick.
Spencer Tunick.
So everyone's rotten, saggy asshole on the forecourt there. I used to enjoy the forecourt at the Sydney Opera House. I saw Crowded House's Farewell to the World tour there.
Didn't it almost fall down when Crowded House did their thing because there's so many people on the forecourt?
It was pretty bloody. It was huge. It was bloody. There were people everywhere.
Oh, I actually wish I'd seen that. I regret.
Just like a Spencer Tunick bloody photograph, there were so many assholes everywhere. As I was watching Titanic today, as I mentioned, because I was just like,
slow news day, Benny.
It was a very I was hungover from the night before, last night, and then I thought I had to edit last week's podcast, so I got a bit's way through it. Right, I'll finish it tomorrow.
They've just got drunk from just being around that podcast,
probably.
Yeah.
And anyway, I put the TV on because if I'm walking around, pottering around, you want to leave it on. And usually it's on a sports channel. But at the moment, there was no NFL happening. The cricket's finished. They got the next test coming up very, very soon. I could have put it on bloody Channel 9, but I just couldn't be stuffed listening to Ellen. And woe be go, I don't want to listen to anything on the ABC at all because they've got nothing interesting to say whatsoever at all. Once they got rid of the afternoon show, you f***ed up, ABC. You're done f***ed up. I flicked it over to the movie channel and all of a sudden, Titanic comes on. Yeah, I'll just leave the TV on. Just, like dogs need the radio or the TV on just to think that there's someone still there in the house. Because I'm quite lonely. Fiance went to work today. Not the point. I'm editing. I'm in the edit suite and I'm editing and all that kind of stuff. Haven't giggled to myself, because I went, I don't remember saying that, but that's funny. You drunk lair. And then the third act of Titanic starts.
Right.
Third act of Titanic.
The good bit where everyone dies. Oh, sorry, spoilers, everyone.
If you haven't seen the movie, I'm really, really sorry, but the ship sinks.
Shit, eh? Only they'd steered around the iceberg.
But they couldn't see it. They had two people up in the crow's nest that were supposed to ring the bell to spot the iceberg, but apparently the iceberg, they grazed it, but it was late. It was underneath that really punched holes in it and stuff like that. That is not the point. I'm not getting into this conversation about how the Titanic sank. However, am I a bad person when it comes to the third act where all these people are just dying and drowning and stuff like that and they're falling from the ship and banging into the bloody this, that and the other thing?
Yeah, that was sick. I like that bit.
Yeah. Am I a bad person for going, this is awesome? Because I remember seeing the movie in awe back in 97. I think it was January 97 it came out. And cinemas were just sold out of tickets.
Yeah.
It was huge. It was such a phenomenon. But by that time in a film, because Titanic's quite a long film. I think it's like 3 hours, 3.5 hours.
It does drag on a bit.
Have you gotten to the bottom of your bucket of popcorn?
Yeah, it's gone by the first act, bro.
Yeah, so...
Because the ads take so long.
They do.
And you've still got a voice on one of the ads at our local cinema.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
I don't believe that.
I think you do.
I don't think I do. If it's in Star Wars, I'd be amazed. That'd be great. I just feel, woohoo. Not the point. Now... By the third act, are they banking on cinema goers not having any more popcorn, apart from the dregs and maybe the unpopped seats?
You got to crunch on the kernels.
Yeah, crunch the kernels. And then your Slurpee or your frozen Coke or whatever it is basically...
That's urine now.
It's urine, okay? But the part where everyone's slip sliding down the bloody Titanic, banging into rails and all that kind of stuff. I actually enjoyed that. You want to know why? A, they did it very well. And B, I'm like, well, that'll teach you to live in 1912. How dare you?
Random, but okay.
Let's get on the Titanic and say we went across the North Atlantic to New York. Oh, hoity-toity. No, you're dying. And then don't get me started on Rose. That whole part where she's on like a piece of the wall or whatever it is.
Oh, she totally had what the Mythbusters said.
Yeah, no.
Leonardo DiCaprio's delightful. There's no way I'd let him sink. And he should have won an Oscar by now. He's got one.
Oh, look, I don't think that was his best work.
The Departed probably would have been where it would have been at.
No, the Revenant is
The Revenant was where he got it, but he probably should have got one for The Departed.
I like Basketball Diaries, to be perfectly honest. Have you seen Basketball Diaries?
Oh, when it came
There's
out.
your homework, all right?
All right.
Very gritty. And he's in that with Mark Wahlberg as well.
Marky Mark.
But the thing is with Titanic, I'm like, they've done this really well, and I enjoy the deaths. Like the guy that falls from the back.
And he hits the smokestack.
No. He falls from the back of the ship and he hits the propeller.
Oh, that's
and then
right.
it's just like, boom, in the drink. He's done for.
Yeah.
He's done. I like him. Now, have you seen the old... I do. I just think it's...
How dare you, brave the elements, human?
Yes,
Stay in your cave.
No. Why did you leave your room? Like, you'd be drowned by now. That's
or dysentery or, curable diseases like polio. Why hasn't polio claimed you yet?
living in 1912, you dumbass. Like, you idiot. Like, couldn't you have just I'll wait to be
just taking some morphine because you could get that over the counter at the shop and just munt it out.
Yeah, exactly right.
Anyway, we're going somewhere with this.
Right? I am going somewhere with it. So anyway, I know for a fact, and I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, that there's an alternate ending to Titanic.
Is there?
Yes. And the old spoiler alert, sorry, where's my beer? Basically, it has the old lady who was Rose in the movie.
Yeah.
All right. She kept the diamond. She had it on her the whole time.
Yeah.
And so this guy the reason why she goes back out to the North Atlantic is to find the diamond because they think it's in the room somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Treasure hunting and stuff like that, right? She had the thing the whole time.
Yeah.
In a pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's there and then they go, what is she doing? What is she doing? And they run to see her and then they find that she's actually got it in her hand. And they're like, don't do it, don't do it, don't throw it over, don't throw it over. And she goes, F it and throwing it over, bye. And they have to come to terms with this.
They got all of the equipment in the world. They went down to the Titanic. Surely they just throw some over the edge of the bloody boat and just dive down and grab it.
Oh, bloody, this diamond sinking.
Why didn't it's America? Why didn't they just strap up and shoot the diamond until it came back?
Shoot her.
Yeah, well, it would have been better if she pulled out twin Uzis and just went, sink this. And then she took the boat, the diamond, went to Monte Carlo, sold it for a stash, spent the rest of her days playing pool.
But she dies
poker.
3 hours later in the bloody boat, and then they go down. There's this camera shot of the sinking down quickly down to the bottom of the ocean.
Do you reckon they buried her at sea?
Huh?
Do you reckon they buried her at sea?
Oh, look, I couldn't.
Just throw her over the edge. Dead weight.
If she threw
the old bird. She's thrown a diamond over the edge.
53-carat diamond over the edge. Yeah, I'm sorry. How do they explain it in those action hard comics like Sin City? I think the word where they use it for every time the Sin City graphic novels when they shoot a gun, it's brick, 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 brick.
Yep.
Sorry, Rose. You've led a good life.
Brick, brick, brick.
You dropped that diamond. Let's wind up the speed round. One more thing, and it's a trip to the emergency room.
Yes.
A child has forced 31 magnetic balls into his bladder after he got them stuck in his penis.
Oh.
Now, the child said he forced them up there while exploring his anatomy. Rushed to hospital 2 months later, experiencing severe abdominal pains.
Oh, you reckon?
Now, buckyballs. That's what they call them.
Buckyballs?
Yeah, buckyballs.
Well, they're not actually real buckyballs.
Don't know. They're popular toys and sold in the form of metal spheres, which can be stacked into any shape.
They're magnetic ball bearings.
Yes, they are.
That's what they are. They're BB ammunition.
This is the first time I've actually read on a radio-style program.
What, put balls in the penis?
No, a statement from a urologist. You're witnessing history, people. Now, urologist Dr. Wang Jun.
No, that's a piss take.
No, I'm going to show it to you.
Dr. Wang.
No, I'm going to show it to you. Where is it? There.
Dr. Wang Jung. Do you reckon he changed his name?
Probably. If you're a urologist from, the Asian part of the world, change your name to Wang. Change your name to Wang.
And become a dick doctor.
It's the English equivalent of having the name Richard.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What dick? See, it's the same thing all around the world.
Yeah. He said the pieces were very difficult to retrieve due to their magnetic...
Big one of those horseshoe magnets like in Looney Tunes. Just...
Yeah, like an Acme one.
Yeah, pull it right out of his schlong.
He said they tend to slip when trying to grasp them, or they form a large ball in a cluster shape. So that's what actually happened. Here's the X-ray as. There's
Oh, dear Lord.
That's not making it down the bladder tube.
Oh, that's in the, you know what that's in, Benny?
Vas deferens.
That's in the vas deferens.
And there's a vas deferens between me and him. Now, doctors had to pump air into the patient's bladder to grasp the bucky balls. Dr. Wang said the balls were initially very difficult to retrieve. Now, the boy said he inserted the balls because he was exploring his anatomy. Now, at first, it was not immediately clear to medics what was causing the young patient's abdominal pains. Dr. Wang said, it didn't appear to us to be a gastrointestinal problem, so we pulled him aside and asked him,
have you put anything up your dickhead? Is that what he said to him?
He admitted that about 70 days earlier, he inserted bucky balls into his urethra. In the end, doctors had to fill the boy's bladder with air to make it easy to locate and grab the bucky balls, avoiding the need for more invasive surgery. Now, the boy is from China.
Right.
He's expected to make a full recovery.
You know what they should have done, though?
What?
Like they filled him up.
His new nickname's Bucky Balls.
Bucky Balls. Hey, Bucky, what are you doing? Going to the loo?
How you feeling?
Don't crack the bowl. Sorry, that was a bit rough. But anyway, you know what they should do?
What?
They should, when they filled him up full of air, right? He had BB pellets in him. He's like the first human air rifle. Like, because they could have picked him up and just squeezed his guts. He would have been like, just shooting him out.
Break. So I'm gonna sleep happy tonight, knowing that there are heroes out there in the world like Dr. Wang.
Hit us up on the socials at theverbal.com.au.
Police officers in Georgia have asked for thoughts and prayers after a Krispy Kreme truck scattered donuts all over the road.
Fastest police response ever.
The 3 officers from the Brookhaven Police Department attended Peachtree Road after answering a call each of us fears the most.
Krispy Kreme trucks crap.
They arrived at the scene to find total carnage with dozens of freshly glazed donuts scattered along the curb and into the gutter.
No, that is sad.
Now, the coppers shared a picture of themselves and they joked the response time was stellar, but we couldn't beat the 5-second rule. Now, they're deeply saddened by it.
I bet they are.
The Krispy Kreme truck dropped them from the road. Now, I do actually have a photo here. It's very difficult to see. I'll see if I can load it up sideways.
Right.
The photo is actually of the dispatch.
Oh, okay, so the police dispatch, like what they put on the little screen in your car. Yeah.
So here's what it says, all right? Traffic hazard. That's the call they put out there.
Righto.
Caller states that Krispy Kreme truck dropped crates of donuts onto the road, needs assistance, officer welfare, okay, blah, blah, blah. So they've got to check on their officers and stuff like that. But that's what the dispatch actually said on screen there for the dropped Krispy Kremes. As you can imagine, it's a pretty difficult time around the station house. Yeah, it is. Around the Brookhaven Police Department around there, okay? Very difficult. And so they posted on their social media that they asked you keep their department in their thoughts and prayers as they mourn.
Lots of donuts.
Yeah. Then they added that they're only half kidding, stating that the donuts look delicious and they know that it's a bit of a stereotype. It's a stereotype for coppers. No arrest made during the incident, and it was recorded as a traffic hazard. The officers were later treated to a box of sympathy donuts sent to them by Gainesville Police Department.
Maybe it was Gainesville all along. It was a heist.
Now, listen, look, we always talk, we fantasize all the time about what if this truck, that truck, crashed, all that kind of thing. I've always maintained that it must be difficult and very difficult at that to drive around the beer keg truck that you see around our town that we live in.
Yeah.
Must be difficult.
But they're all empties, aren't they?
Well, no. Well,
there's some decoy empties in there.
Well, what they do, they're almost like Armaguard who deal with ciggies.
You'd have to be, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Chubb. I think Chubb do the
I'd get a
smokes.
chub if he crashed.